I'm the interim dean of the Murrow College of Communication. I have to be honest, I am so impressed that you're here this morning. At 7:30 in the morning, this place started filling up, so thank you, hooray for you, and you're going to be rewarded with a fantastic keynote presentation this morning. On top of everything else, it will be better than the coffee you're drinking, I guarantee. So I appreciate so much the involvement of our professionals. We have an exciting event. They bring a lot of energy and enthusiasm to this event. We had a great professional advisory board meeting yesterday. I have to tell you that their overriding interest in the Murrow College is centered around students and the student experience, and that's certainly our purpose here today. So thank you very much for your involvement and energy and participation. And energy actually is a key part of our first keynote presentation this morning. Anna Centrella-Thayer. We have Anna and Anna today, and I swear I've been working on this so hard, and my brain, I forget the names of my children sometimes, and I just keep slipping back and forth in here. So Anna Centrella-Thayer is our first keynote speaker, and she's a Murrow grad from the late 80s. I won't tell you when beyond that, but she is from the Bay Area. She's helped start several Silicon Valley companies, and as a result, she decided to start her own consulting firm and has been quite successful. So she also works as a motivational speaker, and we are excited to have her here. So Anna, come on up. You bet. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, this is not a funeral, so we could all chat and have a little energy. You know, I flew here from San Francisco. It's my kids' spring break, and I came here to share and inspire and to give you some knowledge that I have learned along my career route, as have numerous other professionals who have taken their time to be with you students and to help you understand, learn, and grow. And today is going to be the beginning of a new career for you. So I want to talk to you a little bit about, let me learn my loose slides here. Hold 1 second. We got the little, here we go. The topic of the symposium this year, Cultivating Career Connections. When I saw that, I instantly knew exactly that I had to be here, that I wanted to be here, and that I knew this would make a huge difference. The topics and the conversations and workshops that are being provided would really change and give tools to students and faculty and career people right now. It would absolutely help them in their lives. So I was thinking about it going, cultivating career connections. Some of you may remember the days of the word networking. You know, got to go to a networking event, got to go try to go meet people that I don't know. Well, today's day and age, it is absolutely critical, as our Murrow has said himself, the face-to-face conversations, the interactions with people, that is really the key elements. And in our technology world, we need those communication actions more and more. Working in Silicon Valley I have an interesting perspective for you guys, because I have companies that provide tools and software that supposedly are going to help people connect. They're supposedly going to make life easier for people. And in a lot of ways, there are some things that you guys need to know about. We have, I love this picture. All of us have been in that position. All of us who've graduated from college know the feeling of seniors. How many of you guys are seniors that are graduating in May? Raise your hands high, high. All right. How many of you are juniors? Any juniors? Awesome. Way to go, juniors. Sophomores? I'm thinking sophomores. Wow, that is great. Congratulations for being here. But freshmen? We have freshmen? Yeah, right on. Good for you. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So when we're talking about the cultivating career connections, we're talking about all different ages, all different levels of careers. We're not just talking about new grads, because there's some things in our world today that have changed. You know what? The number one, I got to think how to phrase this, the number one hiring demographic right now, the number one hiring demographic, it's called boomerang. Boomerang employees. Those who worked there, left and are coming back to the same company. So there's all these different circles of why cultivating career connections are super important. And it's important because it impacts all areas of your life. It's not just your career we're talking about. It's not just your career. Listen here for a second. We're talking about, hello, these mics are never for tall people. Hard. Myself some water. We're talking about how connections can really impact our lives in so many ways, no matter what age you are. And to have that ability to impact somebody and to make a difference in their life is huge. And everybody here today can be impacted by another person, because we've got some rough roads going on. There's a lot of stuff happening right now, and I'm talking right now to our college grads. There's some technology out there. There are some barriers. There are some stop signs that you may not know about that are in place right now that could impact you. And that's why, as we go through this, why connections are so important. So let me show you some stats here. Let's see. I put up here some terms for you guys to look at. And I want you to see if you are aware of application tracking systems, if you're aware of all the algorithms that exist right now. 90% of companies now have algorithms and some sort of back-end tracking system in their job application software. So let me ask you guys that have been applying for jobs, how many of you have sent out resumes and never heard back from anybody? Raise your hand, because you got to be. They never saw your resume. They never saw it. It went to a black hole somewhere, because they have algorithms that are in place based on keywords, search engine optimization, that filter you out, and you don't even know it. You have no idea. So I'm a mother of 4, and my daughter graduated in May, so I lived this with her. And then I was like, I got to tell her about this. She's like, Mom, what is it? What's wrong with me? Oh my God, no one wants to hire me. What did I do? I majored the wrong degree. God, I heard that more than ever. And I'm like, hon, wait a minute. You're just going on and applying for jobs, and there's all this built in. They're not even seeing your resume. And it is the number one budget item for 2017 for HR departments. They're increasing it, and it's really easy to understand why. They have to do more with less. They have to do more. And the tracking systems I love are like bouncers. Like when you go to a concert, they're like the bouncers to keep out the people. They have to have some type of screening when they have all these applications coming in. But one of my clients is Tesla. Tesla's one of my clients. And we were going through their tracking system, and I said, so who wrote the algorithm for this? Nobody knew. What were the qualifications of your algorithm? Nobody knew. So it was like a software that was built, and then that information went away, and they're like, oh my gosh, because they forget about that. You just kind of forget it's there. You forget maybe the keywords have changed in a year. Job titles have changed completely. So they're going, oh my gosh, no wonder we weren't finding the right people. It's like they had no idea. So HR, or talent management, is all in this, they're in a quandary right now, because in 2017, the stats here will show you, they are hiring more in 2017, but their departments are going down. Less people. And they're going down. Look at that stat. So here you guys spend all this time on your resume, weeks and formats and templates, and 6 seconds is the average they're going to look at it. 6 seconds. Here's some more numbers for you, because it's not just about college grads. There's other facts for you guys to realize. There's a lot about how much time it takes, how great it is for people when they're older. There are some extreme things about connections and cultivating that is so important for you to be doing because of the numbers I'm showing you right now. Check this out. Look over these stats here. when you look at and you apply for jobs, you're wondering, gosh, who do I know, maybe? Who is that? How can I get a referral? And there's some really key things to understand about why that's so important. Because people need to have some help. They need to have some help. How many of you have grandkids? How many of you have grandkids? If you raise your hands if you have grandkids. Okay? How many of you have kids in college? All right. How many of you have kids in high school? Okay. How many of you who are recent college grads have a brother or sister coming into college soon? Okay. This impacts everybody. Every generation needs to be aware of connections. I love this. When my daughter was graduating, I was like, gosh, she's like, Mom, I'm on your LinkedIn. And she's going through looking at all my connections. And she's like, can I reach out to these folks? And I was realizing at that moment that the connections in my life are not necessarily just for me. They're for other people in my life too. They're for my sorority sister's daughter. They're for my nephew. They're for my niece. They're for my brother. They're for my neighbor. And I started to realize as we think about connections and we think about who we know, our role in society and as Cougs is to help Cougs. Cougs help Cougs. Cougs help Cougs. And that's a connection. In our brains are wired to connect. They're wired to connect. So it is important for our brain to find a connection, and a Coug is a connection. So when we talk about generations, and we talk about, this is one of my really big passions, is I don't care how old you are. You are important in connections, and you need to be cultivating connections because we need you. People need you. And you have to give us your legacy, and you have to share your wisdom, especially if you're a Coug. You have so much to share, and you need to share it with other Cougs. So today, great, I'm going to be doing some workshops. I learn every time I go to these workshops. I learn something new. I make new connections. I love to make new connections because everybody who's here is got that mindset. So that's the thing. All of you who are students, do not feel like you're impeding on us. Do not feel awkward to talk to us. We're here for you. We are here to help you out. And so I will be really ticked if I'm 5 minutes without a student talking to me. I will feel like I wasted my time. I will feel like, why did I come? Use every single person here. They are here because they wanted to be here. They're here because they wanted to help you. They wanted to give you some nuggets that they wish they had. So ask, ask, ask. And that goes for everybody of all ages. Because we are wired. That is our missing piece. And with today's technology, when we're talking about jobs, connections are so important. They're critical. They're more critical than ever. I want you, how many of you, raise your hand if you've had 2 jobs, at least 2 jobs. All right. I want you to think back, because when I was preparing to talk to you guys, I started asking friends, think about how you got every job you got. Think about every job you got. And I was 95% was from a connection. And it could have been a roundabout way connection. A funny story, my first job out of college, I'm from California. I moved back to California. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. My dad's like, well, there's no more money coming, so hope you can figure out what you're going to do. And I'm like, oh. So my dad had been in sales, and he's like, you're a great public speaker. That's what you did. Use it. I get a job. I apply for a job, Airborne Express. Anybody remember Airborne Express in Seattle? How funny is this? I'm in California now, and I send in my resume. The VP of sales looks at all the resumes. I had put my sorority on my resume. His daughter was in my sorority. He calls his daughter, hey, do you know Anna? Do you know Anna Centrella? She's like, yes, she's awesome. Okay, click. I'm hired the next day. I mean, here I am in California. I had no idea that he was hurt. I had none of those. I didn't know those connections. So the connections can work in ways that you had no idea they were there. And it is absolutely so important. The other story, I'm one of the advisors for my kids' high school, Palo Alto High School, and sports career program. I'm one of their adjunct professors there on it because that's my passion. And I'm helping one of the coach's sons look for an internship. And he'd been applying for interns. And he gets, this one morning, he gets an email saying he didn't get the internship. But he had called the night before because his mom knew someone who worked at the company. And he talked to that person. He gets that email the morning of the day he's going in for an interview. Because he had talked on the phone to her, this is the software, he was automatically triggered out, yet he got the job. So it was like two different things were going on at the same time. The personal connection, and then the software. He said it was absolutely crazy. He said, you were right, it exists. So those connections can work in all different ways. And I've talked a lot about jobs, because we're talking about careers, but we're talking about just the basic human need. The basic human need to connect, and that's for everybody. You think about people I think about my mom, who 92 lived on her own, and it's because she had so many connections and was personally involved, face-to-face, engaging, and I swear that's a secret to life, that's a secret to success. It's a secret to feeling good. All the stats show it because we are built and wired to connect. Connections give us so many opportunities, but you got to cultivate it. You got to cultivate those connections because it takes some time to do it. And I love the word cultivate because you think about it, and cultivate to me means it's not a one-time deal. It's not like you go, oh, I'm going to go to this meetup event and I'm going to meet some people. I'm good. Cultivate is a habit to me. This is a habit, you guys. I really want you to change your mindset about how you look at connections. It's a habit. It should be something that you're doing on a regular basis. It should be something that you do with joy, with ease, because when you're desperate is the worst time to be starting to do it. When you're in a position of fear and doubt, you want to have been planting your seeds, so if something ever changes, it's already there. And you also want to be in the mindset of the lifelong learner. Lifelong learning, because you learn so much from connections. Think about that. Like last year at the symposium, I learned so much from other professionals. I mean, I remember talking to Rick. I was learning more about his industry. I'm like, God, that is really cool. Because there's a key thing, and this is a great thing about why we are so good at connecting. Murrow alums, we are so good. Because think about what we study. Think about what we learn. We learn how to ask questions. We learn how to listen. We learn how to communicate. We learn these things. This is what you're studying. And that's all the key skills. And what's even crazier, this is something that when I was teaching yesterday, there are 3 skills. They're called baseline skills now. It's not called soft skills anymore. It's baseline skills. Because roles have changed. There's no more just like a tech job, because a tech person has to have these other skills to be able to do teamwork, to be able to persuade people. You got to have it all, kind of like all package. Baseline skills. Check this out. The number 1 skill that is listed for hiring managers seeking is writing skills. Number 1. And the ability to persuade in those writing skills. Number 2 is communication skills. Just communicate. I go, are you serious? Like, do you think that's like a given? But think about why that might be important. Maybe we have some generation of people that haven't had to do a lot of face-to-face communication or had to work through these issues and to collaborate and team and share ideas and come up with solutions together. Communication is number 2. And number 3, organizational skills. The 3 most hottest in demand. So your LinkedIn better have all 3 of those skills on your profile. Because those are the 3 top SEO searches. It's crazy. It's crazy. And don't ever underestimate public speaking, persuasion, all those on your skills for LinkedIn, because it is in desperate need of our society. So today, let's talk now about a little bit about today, what you're going to do. I am a big believer in you guys show up. You're showing up today. Students, you are showing up. Do not waste my time. Do not waste these other people's time. You make a decision right now to show up. You got to have some courage. To cultivate connections, you got to have some courage. You're going to need to muster up some courage. But you better introduce yourself to everybody. You better shake hands. You better get their name. You better LinkedIn with them afterwards. But you got to have some courage today, because this is just the safe place to do it. This is the safe place because everybody here wants to help you. So you got to do that. You got to have some courage, though, because it can be a little scary. And you got to be curious. I have hired over 8,000 people in my career. As a VP of worldwide sales for a tech company, and I would be hiring salespeople nonstop. And I would get these amazing resumes. I mean, pedigree, as we called it, the pedigree resumes. Worst hires I would ever have. Worst hires. And here one time I thought I hired 2 Olympic athletes. I thought, oh my God, I am golden. Worst hires I ever had. Because they weren't curious. They weren't self-directed. They weren't cougs. Because let me tell you, the thing about being a coug, I like being the underdog. I like being the underdog. I don't want to work for the best company. That's boring. Why? What value can I bring if they're already number one? Every company that I have kicked ass at and made a mark was a total underdog. It's so fun to be at the 3rd company ranked, 4th, startup, nobody knows you. It's so boring to be at the number 1. You know why? Because you're a coug. Cougs have had to learn a little tenacity. We've had to have a little courage. We've had to learn a little perseverance. You know, we're not always number 1, let's just say in sports and things. So it is actually a character view, and use it. It's something to be proud of, because those things that you've had to work through and what you've accomplished and that mentality of the underdog, those are my favorite hires, because they're hungry. They want to learn. They're eager. They'll listen to my directions. So today, every one of you who is a student, you got to take out a piece of paper and pen, and you better have a piece of paper and pen with you. I'm going to be so ticked. Do not walk into one meeting without a notes or something, a notepad. Do not. Do not, all right? Because you're here to make a difference. You're here for intention, all right? So pull them out. I'll give you a second. Okay, so there's 3 things you got to do today. You are doing it with intention. I'm serious. You are intention. You're going to take notes in the workshops, panel discussions you go to. You're going to keep a list of every speaker there, so that's number 2, at least. And you're going to write down 2 action items that you're going to do differently in your life based on what you heard. 2 things that you are going to do differently. And it could be as easy as, changing one thing. It's not like life-shattering huge. 2 things that you're going to do differently in your cultivating of careers after each session. Because if you don't write it down then, it's going to go away. You're not going to remember it. It's the facts. So write those down. And then if you need to, put a little reminder in your phone, in your calendar. That's kind of helpful. It's a good way to use some technology. That's going to be key. You've got to go. We all want to have active listeners, listening with intention, listening with hunger. And then afterwards, please be sure to introduce yourself and to ask questions. Ask questions. All of us want to ask questions because we're all connected. Everybody in this room is connected. We're all here, and the world is connected, but cougs are even more connected. And if I have a choice between equal people and I have a choice between a coug and somebody else, I'm going to hire a coug. If it's equal, I'm going to do it because people need to see and want a connection. And it doesn't matter because everyone's inundated with information. Everyone's brain is overloaded. Everybody has got so much information coming at them that if you can rise above somehow in that mix, if you can stand up higher with a little red flag, that's what we need. And that's who you are. And that's what you got to do. Because you're all amazing. And you're all going to have great careers. You're all going to do wonderful things. And you're all going to give back. I know it. And you're all going to become active alumni. You're going to do that. I know it. I've met and talked to so many of you. And you're all going to be successful. So get out of your head the fear of this uncertainty and doubt of, oh my God, graduation's coming. Be here today to learn, have fun. Think about, man, I'm going to make it. This is going to be great. And those of you who are happy in careers, you never know. You never know what you might want to change. I'm on my 3rd career. So by connecting, I've learned about new things I never would have learned of before. So today is going to be a great day. And today is going to be full of energy. It's about you. It's for you. Have fun. And let's go do this. Go Cougs!
Hey, everybody. Hello? Okay, awesome. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've been to school. That's unbelievable, actually. So I'm not sure I need any more coffee today whatsoever. And I want you to note that Anna is pretty close to my height, although she does have 4-inch heels on. So just as a fair disclaimer there, we have a small token of our appreciation for Anna. Hold on here.
Butch?
No. We should have Butch, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is so formal.
Well, you know, they make me do things. So, all right. There you go. You ready?
Ready pose? Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Can I take my box?
Yeah. Take your box for
We'll
the
walk on the
plane.
plane with
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
Hi.
All right.
So I'm a big dog.
There you go. You got it. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Anna. We do appreciate that and appreciate your enthusiasm. It's awesome. And we're excited about today. So I hope you're as excited as I am. It's a really cool event. We have such terrific energy here. Our professionals, we appreciate them so much. And the involvement of our faculty, staff, and students, also tremendously appreciated. Ed Murrow said, I'm going to get the quote right here, "Just once let us exalt the importance of ideas and information," and that's exactly what we're doing today. These opportunities we have are, I'm not sure they're unique, but I was talking to somebody who graduated a while ago, and he said to me, you know what, I don't know that we ever did this when I was a student at Washington State University. How did I miss this? So this is an exciting opportunity for us. Really pleased that you're here, pleased that you're involved. I believe our panel started at 9 o'clock this morning. Is that right, Lisa? Okay, so you have about a half an hour to get in a little more coffee. If you need it after that presentation, you may have been truly sleep deprived, but and then find where you're supposed to be next. Lisa, do you have some announcements for us? Okay, awesome. Come on up. We should have people check their apps also.
Yeah, thanks. All right, thank you. I just wanted to give a quick updates for you guys. So good job on everyone for being up here so early. I'm really grateful that you are cultivating these connections so bright and early. There's just been a couple of changes to the schedule. As we know, the nature of this business, people change, plans change, things come up. So I wanted to let you know that. Hopefully you all have the app on your phone. So make sure to check the app. That is almost all the way up to date, but things, change minute to minute. I think pretty much everything there, Corey's looking at me like, I think we have everything up to date on there. But a couple of things I just want to make sure that you know. For the 1010, the Art of the Pitch, we've added Eric Holbrook is here this morning with us. And then for the Beyond the Press Release, Brandon Vaughn is joining us for that session. Steve Lutz is unable to be with us this morning. He had to get back home for an event. And then the 1110, the Power of Visual Storytelling, that one has been canceled. Matt was unable to join us. Pat Rowe was unable to join us. And Tim Reha and Mark Dice Ryan were also unable to join us for the What's the Big Idea Andrea Letts was unable to join us for the leader storyteller one, but we've added Grendel Levy for that one. And then Tim Reha was on Solving for X, Media and Science, and he is not able to be here either. And then just a couple of reminders so you know what's going on today. There will be professional coaching is happening back there. So Sarah and Megan will be back at that table checking in. So for professionals and for students who are interested in helping out, so professionals actually doing the coaching and the students to be coached, please check in back there. That will be happening starting at 9 o'clock till noon and then 2 to 4. And then there are professional headshots will be happening in that back corner as well. Our photographers will be here and we'll be doing professional headshots there. And then lunch will be in this room. So you're welcome to mix and mingle. There'll be beverages and stuff in here all day. But lunch will be in here at noon and our keynote speaker. So if you're a student and registered, you should have a ticket in your little name tag. We'll be taking one of the tickets in the front door and then the other ticket in line. There'll be a separate line for students and a separate line for professionals. So just so you know, that's kind of how that is going down for today. And if you have any questions, please let me know. But just again, thank you, Anna, for your talk, and good luck today, everyone, making those great connections. Thanks.